Netflix's The Witcher Season 1 was a bad adaptation. Season 2 was incredibly bad fanfiction. Season 3 came into my house, dragged me out of bed, set my house on fire, and then bludgeoned me to death. But you still think Season 3 was better than 2. Or at least that's what you told me.
I was telling you that halfway through, yeah. And then the Thanedd Coup happened, and I was like, oh, no.
Any semblance of book was butchered right in front of your eyes.
You're going, technically this sort of happens in the book, yeah. So then it becomes a conversation about how to deliver something correctly as a book fan, going like, oh, you missed the point again, didn't you? But then as a show watcher, you're just here going, why do I care about anyone here? I barely care about Henry, Ciri, and Yennefer at this point, let alone fucking Fryn and Fran.
Yeah, I've made sure to only really look into stuff after I've seen it so that I can give more of a fair play. And so far I'm like, oh no, yeah, that's worse. Season 3 is basically a reboot, or at least that's what they want it to be, because they want you to forget about Season 2. They realized they fucked up.
Oh yeah, they're even hitting me with the Dear Friend stuff, which I loved the moment I read it. I went, oh, I bet this is big in the fandom. So the moment it was brought up, like, no, look, see, we're doing the Dear Friend thing. Sorry we didn't do it before.
Although, you'll have to explain it a little bit better, but the Dear Friend thing in this is Yennefer begging for his attention.
Yeah.
Yennefer doesn't beg, am I correct?
Yes. In the show, in Season 2, he introduces her as a dear friend, and she gets very offended while she's plotting to take and kill Ciri. In the book, he hasn't seen Yennefer since they broke up. In, like, the short stories, he has not seen Yennefer. It's been years. But he knows where she is. So because he's dropped off Ciri at the temple, he writes her a letter, and it says that he was unsure how to address her. So he just says, dear friend. And we don't see his letter, but we see her letter. And she just works the term dear friend in at every possible point.
Yeah.
Dearest friend, me, your dear friend. And, like, it's that venom of, like,
she's
not pleased at all that he's done that to her. It's wonderful. And so in this, it's definitely them, like, would it be sucking up or kissing ass of the fans? Or sorry? Or
I think it's a big sorry. It's like a please don't think about Season 2 anymore. They're trying to brute force every single relationship that they messed up in Season 2, because, like, everyone in this season is different. They are no longer the same characters. So once again, we are starting from scratch.
Very much so.
It happens every season is basically, now it can begin.
Because now Yennefer is borderline call me mother. But she spent all of Season 2 plotting against this girl.
No, don't worry. They get rid of that in one line when Ciri is like,
you almost lost me to Vizimir.
I know. Because I'd given up. But I'll never make that mistake again.
It feels so much like they don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Because the whole season is building up to the Thanedd Coup in episode 6, I guess, because the ball is 5. But they don't have anyone where they need to be because of what they did in Season 2, which is insane because, again, the books are written. You know where you're going. You have a whiteboard in your office with sticky notes saying what each character is doing.
They're so written, he's writing new additional books. Like, that's how written they are.
Like last time, we'll go through a bunch of headings. I've got him here. Geralt is now in Papa mode.
Silent treatment TN.
And will only watch them from a distance, which doesn't super help their needing to feel like a family dynamic. But they fix that again by brute force, by giving us one scene where they all have dinner together.
We're gonna need a montage. It takes a montage.
Where Yen, instead of begging for his attention, finally actually just seems more Yen-like, rocks up and is like, okay, we're having dinner together. Yeah. Like, I can tell you want to have dinner.
She puts on that whole outfit.
And it's interesting because, like, there's nothing there, but the cast is still charismatic. And I think they make it work. Like, again, through sheer brute force and just 3 likable people with nice smiles in a room together, like, towel whipping each other. Like, it's stupid. It's the most TV show.
Her jumping on him for a piggyback was my, like, oh.
You're 22.
Yeah, you're trying to cover the bases here, aren't you guys? You've realised you've just wasted 16 hours of our time.
One of them saw fan art of Ciri riding on his shoulders and they're like, shit, do that, I guess. It's the kind of shit you see in a movie at the start before the wife dies. Like, where they're like, we need to speed run their relationship so we can kill off the wife and then he can go on a revenge quest. Yeah. So, like, oh, they're towel whipping. Oh, they're hugging. They're like, there's like sunlight filtering through the window as they smooch. We're doing it all. I think it's only half the episode that they use on that.
Yeah, because then they decide to do the Blood of Elves story, but now Yennefer's here.
Oh, yeah, because Blood of Elves is the first book, but we're in season 3 now.
We essentially are doing the main plot points of Blood of Elves now that we should have been doing, 2 years before, leaving you even more to go. What was the point of season 2 then? other than you guys thinking you knew better, you've now realised you haven't, so now you're throwing in Blood of Elf stuff.
I'm definitely shocked by how little they used of the books in season 2, and realistically in season 3, like how they crammed 2 books into season 3. That seems crazy to me because they're talking about a 7-season plan, which is now a 5-season plan, but the next books are actual, like, books. How are they doing 3 books in 2 more seasons? We're going to find out.
And episode 8, that's more of the start of Baptism of Fire. So they kind of work in Baptism of Fire here as well.
Okay.
Ciri, Yennefer, we're leaving!
They are on the run, in between Ciri learning magic from Yennefer and swords from Geralt. Ciri and Yennefer playing on the ice for some reason because we need that mother-daughter dynamic. Even though it's just friends, honestly, they look the same age. Yennefer doesn't act like a 100-year-old mage. We start off the episode with a fight scene because everyone loves a fight scene. That's what I think people still remember, the 2 fight scenes we've had, like the 2 major ones.
Seems to be the big push in season 4's trailer.
It's, hey, we're doing fights.
Even the chicks have got swords now.
So even though they're on the run and they're constantly moving around because basically Geralt's being paranoid, so anytime he sees someone that looks a little sus, he moves them. And Ciri is sick of moving because, again, she's a rambunctious teen. And then turns out their dwarf mate is having a Mayflower festival, basically, for his sister's birthday or something. And Ciri's like, we have to go, because the start of every good adventure is at a birthday party. Even Wheel of Time, they have that festival and everything goes wrong. I don't know whether it's in the book or what, but like it feels so tropey at this point, to the point where she's an absolute moron. Geralt is constantly saying, you have to blend in, so wear a mask and I'll allow it because I'm grumpy. And then Ciri goes, okay, and wears the world's smallest mask, doesn't cover her hair like she's told to, and then immediately ditches the mask and runs around.
Into the maze.
Into a fucking maze. Like, when have you ever seen a maze go well?
Pretty sure this is show invention.
I hope so, because it is stupid. But because Geralt, I guess, is love drunk again at that point, he's like, yes, let's walk through a maze. They immediately lose Ciri. And in the background, we've had Riance, who is our main villain. I'm saying that incredibly lightly. Hired by someone who hired someone to do it. So, like, we know there's a ladder there.
It's like fucking Palpatine asks Count Dooku, who asks Boba Fett, who asks the Transformer, who asks the robot, who asks the worm to kill Padme.
And it doesn't work for some reason. So Riance is meant to be unstoppable. Like, he's meant to be threatening. He's a threat. But because we're Count Dookuing, he has hired a Beastmaster to hire a giant armadillo to go hunt Ciri down. Mainly so we can get another action thing, and we can show that Ciri is proficient this time. She can do backflips now. Like, that's what Geralt was teaching her in the forest.
Not only does the book give her, like, years of training with Geralt, but so far I think it's also implied because of the elder blood.
Oh, she's just naturally
she's
good.
She's more flippy, yeah.
she's better at flips because Elven.
Yeah.
Ciri thinks she does magic for a second. We get a little fake out, but it's actually Yennefer.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at episode 1, despite the fact it is brute forcing everything. I think as a solo episode, it's fine. But when you think about the fact it's episode 17...
Well, we just came off as well.
Yeah, insane. It's like, okay, this is baffling and stupid.
No mention of the Baba Yaga shit that was driving everything for Yennefer for 8 episodes previously.
Yeah, and apart from like a little mistrust, but apparently she's the only one that can teach Ciri, so we need to keep her around, even though we tried it with Triss. So then they decide they need to capture Riance, and the only way to do this is with a trap. And then we also show the Scoia'tael a little bit, and they're just basically saying, oh, we need to hunt her down. And we get introduced to everyone's favorite character, Robbie Amell, as Shitty Batman.
They always kind of try and force Robbie Amell down us a bit, eh?
Elves are free everywhere.
He's playing Batman this season, or half this season, but he's walking around going, we need to find Dol B'Thana. We need to do it.
I'd say you can just ignore him.
It's insane that he's a show invention.
A pointless show invention. I mean, of all the pointless show inventions, he's notably very pointless.
That's the thing. He's somehow worse. Like, for everyone else that they've butchered, they've taken their names. Even Radovid is not Radovid, but they're like, this is now Radovid. Whereas in this, his name is Galantine or Gelatin or something.
You're the Galantine.
And that's his whole thing. He's an angry elf who doesn't think they're doing enough.
Cut to showrunners. He represents the anger.
The angry white male.
Oh, I want to get my who knows that. Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
We have a pointlessly angry character. Who should we cast?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Geralt, Ciri, and Yennefer are going to lay their trap at a caravan, and the only way to make the caravan believable is to get Jaskier back, because like we did last season, we need the jokey guy, and Jaskier's doing nothing. Like, honestly, for most of it, he's doing nothing, but we need to reintroduce him.
He's hooking up with a woman, right?
He has a long-term, maybe girlfriend, I guess. But they go get him and they're like, hey, I need you. And he's like, okay, Geralt, anything for you. But all he does is he rides next to Ciri. And that apparently makes it believable, even though Yennefer and Geralt are nearby on horseback, like following the caravan. And then when the actual trap is sprung, they go into the weird elven ruins temple thing, which isn't a bad set. It's one of the biggest we've seen. As far as sets in this show go, it's probably one of the better ones. When the trap gets sprung, Yennefer, Ciri, and Geralt are all next to each other. So it's like there was no point to bring Jaskier.
We have the trap happen, but then all the parties show up. And we've got the dwarves, Francesca came with her crew, and then we also have Rians coming out of the teleport.
Yes, I don't know whether they planned on everyone rocking up. I know they at least planned on Rians, but the Scoia'tael rock up because they were told by...
This is the problem.
Yeah.
Even though we've recently watched it, so much of this blurs away. It's because this show has so many things it throws at us every episode.
Characters alone is crazy. Dara is still in this season.
Oh, we'll get to it. I never felt safer than with her. Mate, you were not safe that season. You were having a miserable fucking time.
But he's aged up dramatically this season. He hit puberty, which is funny because he's meant to be an elf. So I'm like, what?
He's 500 years old. That's their puberty.
Yeah, I'm like, what is happening? But we get a fight scene again. So it's our third for the episode.
It's the big wide show-offy one.
Yeah, it's the big one shot that Henry Cavill got in the Blaviken guy from season 1 because they wanted to do like a big one take. So this was actually like Henry Cavill's baby. He was like, I need to do a cool fight.
Do you ever find it weird that I don't think this show ever at any point explicitly goes, witches, they also have magic powers?
They don't, yeah. We get mentioned signs, even though I've read like the first page of the book, and it's the first thing mentioned in the book that he throws up a sign. He like Naruto's.
In the Blaviken fight, I think that's the first time he uses magic is when he walks down the little pathway and he just kind of throws out a force push and kind of knocks them back a little bit.
I think so, yeah.
I was thinking for people who don't know anything, they're like, he can do magic? And even the show always seems to struggle with exactly how powerful these signs should be, or
yeah.
Which, I mean, we have the infamous sequence we will get to. Jesus, we will get to that one.
Yeah, so they at least keep it consistent with he can use some kind of force field and some kind of force push. It's pretty cool. I'd say it's one of the better ones that the show's ever done. It is a one take for the most part. We have multiple people. It doesn't really look like they're taking turns or anything. It's much more like...
He's navigating a lot of people at once.
Yeah, and it's him walking through, being a badass. He murders everyone.
And is he wearing armor or is he wearing his...
I don't think he's wearing armor. He's in a cloak, yeah. But the main thing in this fight is that they're going after Rience. So Rience has rocked up with his goons. Why Rience needs goons? I don't know, because they're not magical. He never rocks up with magical goons.
Be fun, because then they could all, like in Robin Hood and Shrek, they could like click together
Dun,
with their
dun,
fire.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. But instead, no, it's just he throws a couple of fireballs that Yennefer easily blocks and is like, I beat you with my wits last time, even though it was fire. But this time I will beat you with my actual power, because she's a badass witch again. Woo!
So at the end of this sequence, Geralt chases Rience into the portal.
Because you can hold portals open now. This is Jumper.
Yes, teleporting into the castle that we then later go to, because he gets a look outside.
This is unnamed mysterious castle that they make a point of. He looks out the window and it's like this picturesque landscape.
And he twists his arms, like full on twists and breaks his arms.
Snaps them off. Yennefer is failing to keep the portal open, and he has to get out of there. So he runs past Rience.
In a wide.
Yeah, to get his sword, because the sword's important, because it's got the brooch on it again. And then he gaps it through the portal.
While he gapped it back, he could have just done a cheeky little neck swap, which he then later does anyway. So
He runs right next to Rience, and it's insane. It's like he doesn't pay him any mind or attention.
the way he runs away, it's like, oh, the script writers, when they were writing it, were not thinking how dumb this looks.
But then the blocking, like the director should have seen that and go, oh, just put the sword near the portal. Or like give him less portal to jump through so he has 0 time.
I've got a lot of blocking points to bring up throughout this season. There's some notably bad blocking.
because it's a TV show, that's the director's main job, is to make things look
TV
good.
show with the budget that it has, it shouldn't be this amateur. Like my film students shouldn't be doing better blocking at school.
I'll try to find what the directors have worked on, because like at least season 1 they tried to get the Game of Thrones guy, even though he bailed.
I think one of the directors who was Polish has came out and said that they clearly don't want to do the actual story.
Season 1, he was like, that's why he quit, because he's like, well, you're not doing it good. And they're like, no, we don't want to. And he's like, I'm going to go.
Deuces.
Yeah,
exactly.
like, cheers, guys. That's the thing. It's insane that they don't even nail that one section, because in the moment, you think Geralt let him go.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, he obviously shattered his arms. Maybe he's done forever.
Maybe there's a plan.
Yeah.
We need to track him.
But then he rushes for the thing, but when he comes out of the portal, he's again like slowly walking. And then the portal stays open for another second or two.
Yeah.
Then he kills everyone. This is fine. But then I think it's the very next scene, basically, because we're at the end of the episode now. Geralt goes, I need to find Rience. And you're like, you had him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I need to kill him. He can't be left alive. I'm like, no, we could have done this. It annoys me because it's the reason Geralt again leaves his family.
Yes.
And I'm like, the one thing we were doing this episode is trying to build a family dynamic. And now you've just abandoned that for Geralt to go on another quest, which, mind you, just like every other quest he's gone on, doesn't resolve.
And it's then revealed then that Vilgefortz is the guy because he then fixes Rience's hands, right? Like he magically untwists them. Is it Vilgefortz who does it? Because you don't know in the book.
Which I think would be way better, because we've known since season 1, episode 8, that Vilgefortz is the bad guy. So you can kind of assume that the shadowy, mysterious figure is Vilgefortz, because they also show him being kind of evil in 2. But this season, they try to get around that by showing Stregobor being incredibly evil. Like, the most evil racist man you've ever seen.
And Vilgefortz is shagging Tissaia.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Also, the reason the elves want Ciri is to wipe out mankind. So it's like, they're not the good guys.
No.
They're in no way are these elves any kind of good guys. But we will still keep harping on Francesca and Batman that like, oh, they're just downtrodden.
But their story's so weird in this world where it's like, because Francesca's been introduced as an elf queen rather than just a full elf wizard in the sorceress.
Yeah, they're trying to be on book again, but because of what they did in season 2, they can't be. Like, they can't just make her join the Brotherhood and be like, oh, it was the thing the whole time.
And the invented baby stuff.
Her baby never comes up, actually, this season. It's just a reason why she's angry and why she wants to wipe out mankind.
Or the fact that she wiped out an entire city's worth of babies.
Yeah, but we still have to play her sympathetically. Because she loses her brother later.
No, her husband. They might as well be a brewer because they do not try anything with those two that make them feel like they're married. Not that I want them to waste time on that, but like they might as well if they're going to waste my time in 8 other things.
I was going to say, but we had season 2, you might as well have, instead of Frin and Fran. The Scoia'tael lose a bunch, Rience loses all his guys, and Jaskier, because he's a pointless character, gets shot in the back, but it only hit his loot. So, like, you get a fake out death for him, which I guess is funny when you're like, oh, he just thought he was shot.
Let's get Jaskier and Radovid out the fucking way. Like,
Out the door, mate.
what the fuck is this? Like, what is this?
I think it might have just been for headlines, because Radovid does some messed up shit in the 3rd game.
He's a boy in the books.
He's a 12-year-old boy.
He's Vizimir's boy, who they place as a puppet king while they're in charge.
Like you would do to a child if you're a political leader.
It's heavily implied that Philippa did kill the king for the political aspirations. In this, it's not heavily implied.
Yeah.
It's directly told.
It's
But,
more than direct.
Yeah.
Radovid is 12 in the books. They've aged him up to 40.
Made in the brother.
Because Jaskier is also probably 40, 45, maybe 50.
Has something better to do.
Literally, he needs to be in the season because people like him, I think is what's going on. But they also wanted the headline of Radovid and Jaskier are gay now.
Book fans going, what? He's 12.
Exactly. Like, they can piss off the game fans and the book fans in one headline, being like, Jaskier's a ladies' man. He's not gay. I'm fine with Jaskier being a pansexual John Barrowman kind of that thing. That's fine by me.
He's incredibly camp in the books. It's fine.
Yeah, he's literally the gayest character on screen anyway. We might as well actually make him gay.
Yeah, exactly.
But then Radovid is like the most insane characterization. I don't know whether he's written this way or whether it was an actor's choice. He's a drunk baby that is going to cry and vomit at every moment.
But he's also a political genius.
They tell us he is.
Yeah, Philippa tells us he plays this game better than we thought he ever would.
It's always, he's smarter than we expected, or he's sneakier, or I think it's an act.
And the whole time I'm like, so he doesn't actually care for Jaskier. I thought he was playing the drunk simpleton in order to do. But
Yeah.
no, he really is just a drunk simpleton.
Constantly a drunk baby going to vomit.
Yeah, always looks very unsure.
Yeah,
and,
it makes me want to dry reach, honestly. Like,
yeah.
just watching him.
So they have like 2 or 3 key scenes together.
You'd think if they're at least going to be like, this lady's man Jaskier fell for this guy, it should be he was somehow sweet or whatever. Instead, we have a whole scene devoted to Jaskier plays him a song, and then he goes, I see you for who you really are. And then he strokes his chin. And then we're like, we'll touch this in 2 more episodes. Like, well, he'll be back.
Yeah, it's very weird. I think they just were thinking about how they wanted to make him king in the end.
But how is it not cooler to have a 12-year-old king? Like, we always bring it up in these reviews, but Game of Thrones did it with Tommen.
Yeah.
Like, you have a child king because you think you can control them, and you can do interesting stuff later on.
Graham McTavish is a fine actor. He's a pretty solid choice for the role, but they have done the character very poorly.
I like Philippa as well. It's just in this season, they're both morons, I guess is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, and then the self-mutilation stuff is like the whipping and all that.
That's not in the book. Because they've made him a weird, insane person who seems to think they're a genius, but definitely isn't a genius.
Yeah, and there's like 2 separate moments in it now where it's like, seal the castle, because the wife, and then because the queen and the king get killed.
Yeah, like he's on the back foot in both of those moments. I know they're meant to have like a weird dynamic, and I think whenever it's those 2 talking, it's an interesting dynamic that they play on screen, but they never do anything with it in the show. The 2 decisions Dijkstra seems to make are horrible decisions. Like, he makes some at the Thanedd Coup that are beyond stupid, but his big setup to the Thanedd Coup, he sends off one messenger that mutters the message to himself as he goes through the forest and gets ganked, and his whole plan relied on this one guy. If that happened off screen, you could do something with it. You could make it so that, oh, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
But because they show it so thoroughly, we see one guy go through the forest, get ganked, and then the plan's just over.
Yeah.
McTavish has no way of knowing this, so everything just falls apart for him. Yeah, back to Radovid and Jaskier until the Thanedd Coup. They really don't even spend that much time together, considering they're trying to force it.
No, it's like 3 scenes, and it's almost like it doesn't exist outside of the scenes that it's in. Jaskier isn't thinking or talking or doing anything about him
when he's not
outside
there.
of those scenes.
Yeah.
So it leaves me to go, oh, was this additionally added?
You could have added it because it is so disjointed.
The reason why these scenes feel so separate is because they did a bad job at writing them.
And they all take place in a dark, candlelit room.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Yen and Ciri.
There's a terrible barmaid, and she does some info dump. And she sees Yennefer, and she's like, oh, fucking hell, I'd fucking do it. Like some kind of like, ooh-ah.
Yeah.
I'd fucking,
For the 2nd season in a row, because the hooker on the street of Redania was also like, oh yeah, I'd give you a go for the right price.
And it's like, I get it, but like, it's like, that's weird. Because then she walks in her, it's a whole thing on the outfits. And you don't know, but there's a famous quote from RuPaul in one of the UK drag races where he says to a drag race, I don't want to see any more fucking H&M. And her outfit that she's wearing in the first 1 or 2 episodes, to me, was Rosamund Pike in the farmer's hat, modern, like, this looks weird.
It feels like they tried to age her up, maybe. Like, they realized her and Ciri look like they're sisters, so they decided to dress her in something we've never seen her in, basically. Like, she's always been like, there was a boob cut out, there was some pizzazz, there was some, I'm a 100-year-old beautiful mage, here's my pizzazz, but now she's just plain.
I could only imagine also it's a easy moving when you're in forest sets. It's probably an easy thing to be wearing.
It went for those morning shoots, it's so cold.
Yeah, like you put the coat on it quickly, you take it off. Just look at it. That looks like something a quirky art teacher would wear.
Yep, that's it. It's art teacher core. Yen and Ciri go on an adventure. They're going to go to Thanedd Island eventually. They've got to go to like 3 places along the way, but it's basically like, again, speedrunning their relationship.
Speedrunning book stuff.
Please explain a line to me. She randomly calls her my ugly one.
Yeah.
What would the consequence be then, my ugly one?
Why?
In Blood of Elves, she calls her ugly one, and she is asked, why are you calling me that? I think it is that reason. And I think in the show they're trying to do it because Tiseo called her Piglet, so she's calling her ugly one. So it's meant to be kind of a term of endearment. I'm forgetting, but it is explained in the books. But it's also because that Yennefer is a little bit sharp, is a little bit biting at times. You know, if you get too close, she might hurt you type vibes.
In this, it just comes across as she randomly was a bitch. Like, she's just talking to her lovingly, and she's like, ah, yes, my ugly one. And it's like, whoa.
And they don't keep doing it.
No, It never comes
That's
back.
the problem.
It's not a recurring nickname. Nothing triggered it. It really just feels like a book reference. But instead of calling her like something obvious, like, oh, I call her Blondie because she's blonde, and everyone's like, ah, yeah, I get it. Like, even though we don't know any of the correlation, we get it.
Yeah.
Whereas in this, she's just like, you ugly bitch. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you can't do that to people.
So they go to the bank. Why is that again? As someone's read the book, I'm forgetting.
They go to this alleyway first and they talk to a mage, and the mage is like, oi, oi, I make magical portals.
Kira Metz. That's her name.
Sure. Well, basically, her job in this is to say, I make portals. And then she's apparently literally a portal for money thing, which is, again, hilarious because how is that not the most lucrative thing ever? Like, flying costs a fuck ton in our world.
It always feels like every season now they're forgetting about stuff. But we had a whole thing about how sorcerers, if they succeed, they are positioned somewhere, that they get through them. So those who succeed go and have political stuff. So Kira Metz is a part of the Sorcerer Brotherhood, whatever. So why is she just here doing stuff on the odd jobs?
Yeah.
Aren't they meant to be like help running a barony or something?
She should be, but instead she's in a shack.
Yeah.
And she's ferrying prisoners occasionally because there's a little slave boy that Ciri sets free.
Yeah.
And this triggers like oh my God, we got to get out of here because we were laying low, but
Yes.
now you've triggered the alarms. And then we just cut away and they got away. So I was thinking, oh, we're going to actually do something. But they just cut away. They continue to do it this season, where instead of actually bothering to finish a scene, they'll just cut away to doing something else. And when they cut back, everything is fine. And I'm like, you stop it. But then they do go to the bank. I don't know why they go to a bank.
I forget now. You're the writers. You have to be thinking about your consistency of your world. Like you're meant to be the guys who are stressing over this.
Yeah, especially because of how much running people do in this season. Why are we not portaling or paying for portals?
But Yennefer can portal. We've seen this.
She can, but instead she runs to Thanedd later on. They then go to a bank. I don't know why she needs money. Yennefer decides to send Ciri away with a chaperone.
Yes.
Even though Ciri is in danger and an armadillo can come after her at any moment. But instead she walks down an alleyway eating a churro and then goes to a circus show. I actually kind of enjoyed the circus bit where Ciri uses her newfound witcher knowledge, being like, oh, that's not a basilisk or whatever he says it is. That's a werven. And I'm like, cool. Like, that's something. It actually shows that Ciri knows what she's doing and that she can kind of handle herself with a creature that isn't deadly. Oh, it's like ripped straight from.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. That's why it works. Love that. Her dealing with a non-dangerous beast is fine because we haven't really seen her do much training. We've seen her never actually take on a creature before until later in this season. Yeah. So she does a backflip over an armadillo. That's fine. She captures a werven just to help people because it's a baby too. So I'm like, this is cool. But then in that same scene, we meet a rat from the titular rat spin-off that has now been absorbed.
Into season 4.
Yes.
So they were intending to do all the rat stuff in between seasons then?
It seems like it. They were going to do an entire spin-off.
Yeah.
Which is seemingly insane because no one gives a shit about Ciri, let alone a bunch of other random miscreants.
Particularly when you know they're just going to miss the point completely.
Especially after Blood Origin was like their lowest rated thing ever.
Everyone agrees Blood Origin is bad, apparently.
Yeah, so you were going to do another spin-off with people like with less of a draw. At least that had Michelle Yeoh. Whereas here, they're like, we've got nothing, but hey, it's Ciri again. Do you want more Ciri again?
It's actually important. It's not some optional prequel. It's something that you might actually need to watch.
Yeah, it would be legitimate homework, and no one wants that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even working for the Marvel Universe anymore.
I mean, I didn't even know about it until like a few weeks ago when you mentioned they have this show somewhere.
Well, they were booked for 6 months filming in South Africa. They then filmed 2 months, so about 2 episodes worth probably. And then they showed Netflix, and Netflix said, what the fuck is this? We're taking away your money, and I'm taking away your bending forever. And basically they pulled the plug. So they have a semblance of 2 episodes that they're going to cram into season 4.
With additional stuff, I imagine they've shot.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But like, also I wouldn't put it past them to not. Because like, it's already crap no one cares about. But Missile is the rat she meets, who is incredibly important for later on.
In a fucked up way.
Yeah.
You know they're going to just make them charming miscreants, which they are not.
And like also what happens, we won't go into it now, look it up, it's pretty fucked up, but it doesn't work with Ciri anymore because Ciri is like 20 years old.
Yeah.
And this whole arc of Ciri this season is meant to be like her losing her
innocence.
Like episode 7 is meant to be an entirely like she comes out the other side a different person.
Thinking Geralt and Yennefer are gone because in that explosion and all the Thanedd Coup stuff.
No, she's fine. She's 20 and she's fine.
Yep.
Probably the weirdest part of the season for Ciri though Yennefer introduces Ciri to her mage friends. And the mage friends hate Yennefer because of what they did in season 2. So like that's already something they have to write back because again, we're rebooting.
Yes.
And then the mages are an absolute bitch to Ciri. I don't know why.
Well, they don't know Ciri's Ciri. They just think Ciri is Yennefer's new apprentice.
Yeah, but I know they haze people, but like even Yennefer wasn't treated this poorly. Like they're treating her like a slave.
Yeah.
She's bringing wine and they're constantly like bitching and bickering. They're not likable people. Are they meant to be likable? Because by the end of the season, they've made the Sisterhood, which is meant to be like our gals.
Yeah.
But all of them are fucking bitches and I hate all of them.
Maybe they had a spin-off plan there, like, you know.
I wouldn't be shocked. Fun fact, though, the Sirens of the Deep was the last spin-off.
We're just bowing out with 4 and 5.
Yep, which is dead. So basically, they're shitting out 4 and 5 because they filmed them in one go. And then they're going to just be like, all right, we're fine. We're done. We're out. So that means we might get another adaptation in 10 years because the option will go back when they don't make anything.
Maybe a Polish studio.
Hopefully he thinks twice. But also, he probably made $1 gazillion, so maybe he's okay with it.
The Young Geralt book's a good idea, huh? How about we just do that for 4 or 5 seasons?
Because everyone's being a bitch to Ciri, she runs away. Yennefer does not notice. Even though Yennefer's entire idea at the moment is protect Ciri, look after Ciri, instead Yennefer goes and writes fucking invitations.
Oh, is that moment already? Because she meets with Tissaia and Tissaia goes, you've become a mother. It's like, fucking what? That scene, I messaged you about it. I was like, this is crazy because it's coming to them like princesses in the castle.
Yeah, they're using magic to like write their letters.
Like, even though in episode 2 we saw they do the Harry Potter splitting of letter stuff. And they're going to send them out because Yen's had this great idea of everybody needs to get together.
Why? She says something about like reuniting the Northern Kingdoms. You teleport into Nilfgaard and you kick the shit out of them.
The only reason why Nilfgaard is doing anything of success is because we're in disarray. So if we all lock in and become a united front, we might be all right, I think is what it's going to be in the show.
But we haven't seen them be in disarray.
No.
We haven't seen anything wrong. Like, everyone seems already in agreement.
All that elf rounding up stuff seems to have stopped.
Oh yeah, the racism is almost completely void of this season.
Yep.
Like, they realized again that either too heavy-handed or this season was crammed full of other shit. They couldn't also weave it in.
Season 2 is a blotch they will never scrub off, I think. I think it's that bad.
Yeah.
That even if you were to follow the books perfectly now because you didn't set up anything well in season 1 and 2, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yennefer's whole plotline from now on is forcing the Thanedd Ball to happen.
Yep.
And she does, again, for the 3rd season in a row, politics, which she's not meant to be. She's meant to be like...
Ciri. Too old for this shit, yeah.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah, I've been
Wow.
politicking for 3 decades as a, king.
True. Yeah, she totally was. That was, oh God, I forgot. That was her
this.
whole thing in season 1 is, I was sick of being in the courtroom.
It's the same stories. It's a new king wanting a new queen. It's all the same bollocks, all the same courting tree.
Yep. But instead she comes back for it. So insane. But then she pretty much just does ball preparation until the ball happens.
Because Ciri's ran away, of course. I think I saw this sequence once as a clip of like, what the fuck is Netflix's Witcher? But I forgot about it. And then when I watched it, I was trying to be nice, whatever the day, but you presented it and, you the Jackie Chan quote. Like you have to come into the living room and apologize to me for me to be okay. So with this sequence, I know it's a small sequence, but it is god-awful.
It's completely nonsensical from like time, space, literally everything about it.
Because we haven't talked about what Geralt was up to.
Geralt's doing his quest and we'll get back to that in a sec.
Yeah.
But basically, Ciri has run away and she was in a town a second ago.
Yep.
But now she's galloping down a
It looks
pathway.
horrendous.
It's green screen as hell.
And
I'm on a horse.
terrible.
For some reason, smoke comes out around from everywhere, and it's the Wild Hunt, and they're back.
Who aren't really explained at all in this show.
No, this is episode 3 as well, so we haven't seen them since like the teaser at the end of last season.
I'm surprised they haven't gave us like a Wild Hood side story. They might as well.
Oh, it's an entire spin-off.
Yeah.
But I guess because Wild Hunt game mention, I don't know. But basically they chase her down and one of them like grabs her shoulder, but then magical Geralt appears out of nowhere, ards them. It's the world's most powerful force push because it scares away the demons.
Yeah.
But like also knocks off one of their hands. Because Ciri was like, was that a vision? And he's like, no, it was real.
And then we cut to a mid of them coming together. I know there's a whole cinema thing of the woman walks in the building. We don't need to see her get in the elevator and go up.
Yep.
You're right. But in this sequence, I just feel like there should have been a shot of like them getting off the horses. Ciri, Geralt.
That's what I mean by time and space. Like, we don't know where they are. We don't know where Geralt was or how he
But
found
the fact
her.
it like fades out as well, then there's the ADR of, you found me. Like, it's all terrible.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was a pickup because it's that bad of like, what was there to salvage in the beginning? Surely if it was a pickup, you would have put more thought into it and you would have made it connect.
And the lack of like momentum when they hug, like there's no like crashing into each other, like they've just ran. They've waited off camera and they've said to come in, like, is what's happened.
They've taken 2 steps and hugged.
Yeah.
It's bad. Like, I think you can probably point to it as the dumbest point in the whole season because it never comes back.
The Walden never come back. They don't even come back in the desert sequence, which you think if you were going to do them again, she might imagine them being there or something, like if you're going to do it.
If you're going to fuck it up, you might as well fuck it up right.
Yeah.
Stupid. Hilarious.
Talk about the Emperor's new clothes, because I fucking hate that. To me, he looks like he's wearing my sweatpants. It's like they feel like for the actor, I guess they felt bad that he has to be in the armor. So they put him in fucking little sweatpants so he's comfortable.
I don't think they get the pants for anyone right. Even Geralt's leather pants always look odd.
They look so loosey-goose on him. And the fact he's always in the armor.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're at home, my guy. Like, just wear a fucking nice tunic like Tywin Lannister did.
Emperor Emhyr is just evil the whole time. But he's not threatening. I don't understand why he exists. He hasn't done anything.
He doesn't feel calculating. He's obviously incredibly distant. He has Cahir kill Robbie Amell.
Because they're, again, moving pieces back to where they need to be, I guess Cahir needed to be on side with him. So they do this entirely pointless plotline that takes probably half an hour of screen time of, turns out Robbie Amell, Batman, and Cahir are best friends from childhood or something. And then they hang out for a bit.
Have a homoerotic spa sequence in the bedroom.
And then Cahir has to kill Robbie Amell to prove himself to Emhyr, and then he's back in the good graces, and then he can go do the Thanedd Coup stuff. His whole plot line is like, we need to get you back to where you were in season 1.
Yeah.
Although I've heard that he's been irreparably damaged anyway, so his season 1 counterpart is completely different anyway, but they at least delete season 2 again, get him back to season 1, where he wants to capture Ciri.
Because the book has the advantage of not visually having to show him.
Let's quickly touch on the Triss and Idris whodunit, because basically it's a Netflix show, so you need a mystery. Like Wednesday. Wednesday has nothing to do with crime solving in the original IP, whereas Netflix got it and they're like, she goes to a school full of magic creatures and she has to solve a mystery. Like, that
Harry
is the
Potter.
Netflix playbook.
Yeah.
And it's honestly garbage and ridiculously quite short. I think it probably ends up being 10 minutes of screen time.
I'm forgetting what you're talking about, so yeah.
Well, basically, Triss notices blood splatters in the students' rooms at Aretusa, and she's like, oh, kids don't normally spontaneously disappear and cover their walls in blood. I think she's been kidnapped. So she goes to Tissaia and says, I think someone's kidnapping the girls. And everyone else goes, nah, they're probably just leaving. It's hard. It's hard being a mage.
How are we not keeping track of that?
Well, they do keep track of it in a magic book that she goes and finds, and it tells you whether they're part elf. And all the girls that are missing are part elf. Ooh, and I think they're blonde and maybe have green eyes. Where could this be leading into someone else's subplot? But she goes to Istrid and goes, hey, I found this book, kids are missing. And he is the only one in Aretusa that's like, I think kids are going missing. We should look into this.
Do you like my new hair?
I do have sexy hair now, by the way.
I thought he was going to be like in his homeless phase, but no, it's just
No,
different
he's
hair.
sexy now because we need to do a thing later on where he's sexy. Or the actor was like, I'm sick of the afro, man. I don't want this. Can we make me sexy? And
I'm
they're
sick
like,
of
yeah.
you being here.
Oh, he shouldn't be here. It's
You
stupid.
were one short story, mate.
But he now is a librarian, and he sees Triss's book, and he goes, I can do you one better. There's this magic book that I'm looking for that can let you travel through time and space. And I'm like, Triss cops it on the chin. She's like, oh yeah, I'll help you find that book. And I'm sitting there like, what? What the fuck? Like, I thought Ciri was important because she can maybe sometimes travel through time and space if she gets really powerful.
Yep.
But now a book is just like the magical tome that can, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's weird.
That's literally all they do. They realize that one of the older mages must be kidnapping young blonde half-elf children. And they're like, who could it be? Is it the one that is sexy and friends with Tissaia? Or is it the greasy old man that is racist towards elves? And that's literally their whole storyline.
Yeah, they work off the Stregobor theory for ages.
Which we also know is false because we've seen Vilgefortz do evil shit. Or if you've even read the books or heard anything, you know Vilgefortz is a
But
bad
you know
guy.
it can't be Stregobor if you read the books because he doesn't exist past the story he's in.
Yeah, I honestly think they have 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes over the 8 hours.
Yeah.
Then that's all they do. But their storyline is basically just the other half of Geralt's waste of my time. Because Geralt's in this show, did you know?
Yeah, and he has his show invention of off to see the weird castle with the bodies combined together, the weird heads in the wall.
Well, he's looking for Rience.
Yes.
Which means he has to go back to the same place he was when he went through the portal. He's like, oh, that's convenient. So I saw that. I know where to go.
Yennefer, could you just... No, never mind.
Yeah, instead of teleporting.
Oh, because it makes him queasy. It's worth an icky tummy, mate. Come on.
I find it charming because I love Obi-Wan and his like, I'm fine with flying, but what you're doing is suicide.
Yeah.
I love it. Geralt goes to the castle.
It looks like a real castle.
He goes in and he walks around like Daemon Targaryen, walking around Harrenhal. Like, it's all mysterious. The sword's pulled.
All this makes Season 2 Hot D look like prime Game of Thrones.
I actually gave a shit about his mental trauma.
Yeah.
Whereas here, Geralt just walks around a dark room and then finds a young girl and he's like, hello, young girl. And she's like, I'm blonde. And he's like, that's crazy. I'll rescue you in a sec. I've just got to kill this 3-headed beastie.
Of other blonde girls that just fucking with them or was trying to make them look more or was physically... Who
No
knows?
idea.
It's weird.
But it does bring up that CGI this season looks fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Like, that is what they downgraded. Season 2 was actually a step up, but I don't know what happened for Season 3.
And the grade as well. It's a weird, natural, like they didn't add a grade. Almost looks like it's straight out the camera sometimes.
It feels like for, some scenes with, like, especially Fran and Fran, when they're in a particular area, I think they tried to do what Game of Thrones does, how they're like, Dawn is orange. They instead went Nilfgaard is bland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that was a bad idea, obviously.
Nilfgaard is surprisingly feels like people in real locations wearing suits playing make-believe. Like, it doesn't feel like a functioning fantasy setting. These are small moments, I know. When Tessaya walks in during the coup, she just kind of walks in. What's going on here? In episode 8, when they're bringing up the podiums, one of them says, so sad, and then Trish just walks over, puts her arm over her.
It's very soundstagey the whole time.
I felt at points this felt like a stage play, the way people just walked on and walked off.
Yep.
The lack of sense of place, whenever we cut to Vizimir in his, like, perfectly curtained room, makes me think of in the Hot D show, at least they go, we should make the Red Keep feel connected, let's have all the sets connected, helps the actors. So then we have the doors open, have some extras walking back and forth, and we have outside. And
I brought up the stairway. That looks like a huge area, and it's used, Rhaenyra runs up it when she's pregnant.
It makes it feel like a real place. Yeah.
Like, it's a thing, it's a place, I can remember it, we go back. Whereas all of these rooms are so samey and pointless
Yes.
that I don't know which room I'm in.
Yeah, because I think all of Redania is just that room.
It must be. They just redress the curtains.
They use it for the funeral too. I'm pretty sure it's the same space. They just redress. Well, wherever it's meant to in-world be the same space is another question.
Yeah, and they just redress it. It's horrific. I think that adds to its forgetfulness. The fact that every room is the same room.
Who are you?
Don't be silly, Geralt. I'm Ciri.
Make a fake Ciri so he can trick someone, probably Emhyr, which he does at the end. But then, to cure fake Ciri of her brain warping, he takes her to a mage and a werewolf in the forest, and also Jaskier is back now.
You're chopping lots of wood, girl.
The mage and the werewolf do some potion shit to try to heal Ciri, and then Geralt gets his brain blast, and he's like, oh shit, it must be Stregobor, one of the mages.
I think he has a nice moment when he talks about his mother, and it's a decent...
Is that a
little
nice
performance.
moment?
It's a decent performance from Henry.
Okay, performance-wise, the whole show is good. We've never said a single bad thing about casting or the acting, which is very interesting considering how shit everything else is.
Some of Vilgefort's was fairly shit in the delivery, but maybe down to him written poorly, so it's maybe not the actor's fault.
I think he's just not an evil guy, and they're like, be eviler, be more evil. So I'll blame that. Whereas, performance-wise, sure, that scene's good. But I forgot he had a mum, because we saw her in one scene in season 1 at the end, when there was an action scene going on.
Yep.
They reference his mum by name. And I didn't know the mum's name, because I couldn't remember it, even though I've binged all these. So I thought they were talking about someone random for ages, and then I clicked on, it's his mum. But, his mum is dead now because of racism. And I'm like, what? Like, it was legitimately confusing.
It's a weird thing to remind us of because it never comes up again, obviously.
Exactly. It was confusing. It was something that they needed Geralt to do while they waited for this potion. We're filling time.
You were filling time until we get to the Thanedd Coup.
Yeah. Everything this season is building to the... I say building. It's not building. Is waiting for the Thanedd Coup to happen.
Yeah.
This whole season is waiting for the Thanedd Coup. And then Geralt pretty much is done because once he realizes that it's one of the mages, he goes, oh shit, that means they're at Thanedd with Ciri and Yennefer.
Fuck fake Ciri. I'm going to get the real one.
But like how? That's when he teleports. And it's like, how did he find Ciri in this random
He not
forest?
teleports in-world. He teleports narratively.
Teleports from one page to the other
Yeah.
because then he rescues Ciri from the Wild Hunt.
And then we're just locked back in, like we were never apart.
Yeah, cool. I don't know how long it's been. I know it's been 2 episodes, but time-wise, all I know is Geralt went to a castle, went back. She went on 3 little
Who knows
places.
in this world?
I cannot say it enough. It's insane. But then,
We get to it.
well, Geralt and Ciri have to get to the Thanedd Ball, which is actually the only good moment between them, I think.
The bit where Jaskier and Ciri are doing the whole, like, who are
Before
you
that,
to-"
when they're on the boat.
Yes, I think these little moments, the boat, to them meeting Yennefer, maybe some of the better, more natural, letting the scene sit for a few minutes.
Yeah, well, we're stuck on a boat. We can't go anywhere. So we actually have to, like, let our characters talk.
And then we have the rival gang.
Oh, okay, they're the worst part.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
butcher this episode. So this episode is mostly
It's just a ripped chapter from Blood of Elves.
Ciri and Geralt actually talk, and he like quizzes her on monsters, and it's actually cute. And it's weird again that they're brute forcing this via acting charm.
Yep.
It's just like, oh, it turns out if you have 2 good actors that are charming,
Yep.
talk, everything works out. And Jaskier even actually means something here because he like loosens up Ciri, and it kind of gives her an ally against Geralt because their power dynamic is obviously Geralt is the dad. But as soon as you bring Jaskier in with
It's the
Ciri,
fun uncle.
then they can rib him. And it's like, oh, this is what we needed. Again, it's like we should have our characters together more often.
Yep.
Instead, I think this might be the first time Ciri has met Jaskier, apart from like that intro where he rides next to her on a horse. There's just nothing between them until this episode and then the Thanedd Bore episode.
But then they act like it's been forever.
It's like they're literal best friends. Like, thank you.
They should have just done, as I said, the little Witcher comic. Just have everyone there for an episode or 2. Just do that. If they were already changing the books that much, I've said already, they might as well have thrown Jaskier and Yennefer in there that early.
Yeah, especially if you weren't going to use the other witches as cool uncles, you need to be using Jaskier for that.
Yeah.
But they kill a monster on a boat. I think this makes Ciri OP because she does kill the monster. I do like that she kills the monster by using its weak spot because
Yes.
they're talking about it earlier. So she says earlier, oh, it has a soft spot on the top of its head like a baby. Then she stabs it through the top of the head. It's cool that they use the environment because Geralt actually like catches its tail within the cable system of the ferry. I like all that stuff. That's a smart way to kill a monster. That is what they should have been doing every time they fight a monster because every other time it's been swing a sword at CGI.
It's also reflective of, for game people, when you play the games on hard, you have to take into account, what am I fighting? How should I prepare? And I haven't played it, but in Witcher 2, it's a lot like that, where you have to meditate beforehand, make sure you've got your potions ready.
You have to Batman prep.
Yeah.
Completely different game, but that's one of the coolest things about Horizon Zero Dawn is that you need to learn the monster to take it down.
But that could be useful in moments like this because it makes the profession feel more grounded. I'm not sure this is a good analogy. I was just at the Empire of the Dawn launch for Jay Kristoff and Ryan Cahill. He was there. Well, he was saying how you don't have to explain how the Pegasus works. You just have to explain how you put the harness on the Pegasus. I can accept that there's a mutant man who's a witcher who kills monsters, but what makes it feel more real and tangible is stuff like this, where we're talking about what kind of monster it is, how we need to approach it. It's not just swinging the sword at it.
It's why How to Train Your Dragon took off, because they had different dragons that Hiccup needed to learn.
Yep.
And Hiccup isn't OP, but because he's smart and knows how to take down these creatures and learns from another creature,
Yep.
I'm like, Hiccup's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Hiccup can take down anyone. Just give him half an hour of Batman prep. He's ready.
Yeah, exactly. You make this whole thing feel more tangible because now they're doing something together. And of course, we get Jaskier's rival crew.
Which is the cringiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
All is not as it seems.
They'll come back later. Oh god, they're just obnoxious. I don't mind seeing Joey Beatty / Jaskier feel offended that he wasn't invited to the ball because he thinks he's the best bard. It plays into a bit more of what we see of him in like Sirens of the Deep.
Pretty sure he's not there in the books. So
It doesn't
that's
need
fine.
to be in the episode is
No.
the thing. Like it is literally just to pad out this episode because the writers were stuck on a boat and they don't know how to do anything. So
Yep.
they literally have to have a monster fight and they have to bring on these people that break the fourth wall.
Well, they do later when he winks at the camera, right?
Which brings us pretty cleanly to the Thanedd Ball, because the only other thing Yennefer has done is she went through a portal and almost fell off a cliff and was like, oh, my portal is tainted.
She rocked up at the funeral and they were talking at the back of class.
Yes.
King Vizimir. He plays smarmy, shitty king very well. We don't really know Vizimir too much in the books. He's in one key scene.
I've heard he was level-headed.
Yes.
So he's definitely not in this.
He looks like the most, like I've said before, he could play Henry VII or Richard III in The War of the Roses.
He looks British.
He looks like what actually our royalty looks like.
Yeah.
Because you think of royalty as like Ned Stark or something. No, they're that. They're thin little spindly people.
Yeah.
Like,
Inbreeding? Allegedly? Yeah, well, he sucks completely in this. For me, he doesn't belong in the show because the show is trying to be grounded and dark most of the time, and then you have Jaskier being your lightheartedness. Whereas this guy belongs in the Great, alongside Nicholas Hoult, doing bullshit.
Considering she looked at Dunkirk and went, yeah, that. Maybe they looked at, I wouldn't be
She watched
surprised.
The Great.
She looked at the Great and went, let's have that in the show.
From what I remember of Blood Origin, the royalty in that are also morons, so maybe she just hates royalty. Maybe she's just like, oh, every royal person is a douchebag. And also, you don't have to write Dijkstra as smart if you make Vizimir dumb.
Ciri is a royal person.
He's dumb and I hate him. But Thanedd Coup.
From a distance, they have bullet-pointed wise followed the books well, but it does not matter anymore.
Yeah.
This is bad still. So me saying it's like the books doesn't mean anything anymore because it's bad already without me saying it's bad unlike the books. But this is the moment. As we were saying last time and we're saying now, this should have been our season 2 finale. And we should have been building towards it. My thing is, you could have done Blood of Elves in 4 episodes. And then you could have built up to this in the next 4. So now that we're at it, and I can only imagine they're in the writer's room going, this is our red wedding, mate. And it's going to be even better because we've spent so much time with so many characters. They're going to be so sad when Fran's husband gets exploded. They're going to be so shocked when he gets got. The conclave's tomorrow. We're just having a bit of fun now before tomorrow's business. But all is not as it seems, Dan, because there's some different parties in there. They're working different ways. And Geralt and Yen are trying to suss out who they think is the Ciri betrayer. Who's trying to get Ciri?
They think it's Thanedd Bore. There's no other option.
They got straight beef with Thanedd Bore.
It's very stupid because this whole episode is basically Dunkirk. This episode has all the problems of season 1.
They really want it to work, don't they?
Yeah, we're doing multiple perspectives. But we also have a framing device of Geralt and Yennefer in bed talking about the ball.
Which,
from the book. But then we have to watch them basically do their Thanedd ballroom walk around, but we have it twice.
yes.
And the first 20 minutes, it plays out straight through, and then we rewind, and then we watch it from the start. So most of that dialogue is redone. Multiple perspectives is a cool idea.
And because I'm an idiot, I stopped watching shows halfway through. So when I logged it back on, I was like, if I went back, like, no, it says 25 minutes in. I was like, oh, wait, I know what they're doing now.
Because it's identical.
Because in the book, all of this is from Geralt's perspective.
Yeah.
We don't cut to anyone else's perspective, I'm pretty sure. But with this, we've got this added plot of let's get Stregga, let's get the book thing.
That's Idris and Triss. They're trying to get the magic teleporting book.
All this is happening.
They cramp so much in here, but the way they try to present it is with multiple perspectives, but instead of fixing us to any particular perspective, we don't follow Geralt and then follow Yennefer in like a clever way where they link up. Instead, we pretty much repeat the same 20 minutes again, but we get to actually hear what Philippa says, even though she says nothing interesting. When you do multiple perspectives, is you reveal things in a different way.
Yeah.
So basically, seeing the second perspective should alter what you saw in the first perspective and give you more understanding. And they do it in one moment in the whole episode, and it's when Idris and Geralt plan to have a fight.
Yep.
And they use that as the world's worst distraction.
I already knew they were doing that before I knew. I just could tell they were pretend.
Because they didn't set it up well. Whereas that was the only moderately well done bit.
Yeah.
And it's still shit. Because, yeah, basically it should alter your perception of it because you're now seeing a new perspective and you should go, oh, that's why they did that. Or, oh, that person was actually trying to do this.
So I try to do Knives Out.
Yeah. Instead, they blatantly try to cut away from what's going on because, like, Philippa and Geralt are about to start talking because we're in their perspective. And instead of hearing that, you cut away to Yennefer to hear her talk about some bullshit that I don't care about for a second with Sabrina, where she's like, I'd fuck Geralt. And you're like, this has altered my reality. Wow.
Yeah.
Basically, to boil that down is, yeah, you watch the same 20 minutes 2 times.
Yes.
And you gain nothing from it. And then the last 10 minutes is Yennefer uses the fighting distraction that isn't even a good distraction because Thanedd Bore doesn't give a shit about that.
Thanedd Bore is a bit like, the drama.
That would have been good if he was like a drama queen. I would love that.
But did you notice that Thanedd Bore went Super Saiyan because his eyebrows are like even? No, but they're ridiculous now.
I'm so sick of Thanedd Bore's actor getting shortchanged because, like, he's also Admiral Thrawn. He looks and sounds like a smart guy, And that's why they keep casting him as smart men. But then he's written by idiots every fucking time. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, mate. Yennefer runs off to go sneak into his thing. He has an obvious alarm system that is a butterfly that flies away. Obviously flies past Yennefer. She's a magic user. She could just grab it, or like she should realize that she's out of time. But instead, Stregobor's like, oh, someone's breaking in my room. I better go check it. So she has like 10 seconds. She goes to one place, finds the magic book immediately in his safe. And it's like, why do we have safes if all they are is like a picture frame that you can easily get through no matter who you are? Like Idris later breaks into Vilgefort's lair and just finds it. And it's like, what the fuck? The whole season, Stregobor has been acting incredibly evil. Like the most evil anyone's ever been. He doesn't actually act innocent until Tissaia and everyone else comes. So that he looks extra guilty in front of everyone. So Yennefer and Geralt think they won. They're like, oh, we got Stregobor. We've done it. We have no proof apart from he had a magic book. But good on us, we solved the case. He had a necklace from one of the girls. But because we're using the framing device, we cut to them again. And then they say, ooh, was that too easy? So then we have to watch the whole thing again. And that's when a little bit more is revealed. Like Vilgefortz is a little bit evil in this rendition. Even though Geralt, who thinks Stregobor is the bad guy, was like talking to evil Vilgefortz. And he was talking evil. Like at no point did he think of that until later on because we need to time jump. And it just made me so angry watching that episode.
So then when because all the back and forth stuff, they're using the weird like tink, tink, bing sound effect, like a rewind, like a clock resetting, and then we always hear the echo of all is not as it seems. I
wonder why they chose that.
No, it's gavel on the fucking sound ever.
And he winks at the camera too. It's
not that big of a deal, but it's just a showing lack of seriousness with this source material. You wouldn't have Tyrion raise a wine glass to the audience. When they go, that was too easy, they both arm up and they both rush out. They feel like something is going wrong. And sure enough, there is. Dijkstra and Philippa, who's wearing a goddamn awful outfit. Fucking not a toot, that's a boot.
She's an owl.
I get it. So they're all there. Dijkstra's just wearing the same shit all the time.
Dijkstra's holding a knife to Geralt's throat now. And then we cut to black for the next episode.
Told you not to trust
because
me.
This was released the first 5 episodes, and then the last 3 episodes were released a month later.
They did a cheeky split. Oh.
Because Stranger Things did it. And also, if people don't see how your show ends, they don't know it's bad yet.
Particularly since the last 2 episodes were what they were.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want to give those last 3 episodes to Rotten Tomatoes reviewers. You want them to review the start of the season.
Where they'll say, oh, it's all right. It's building.
They're like, oh, they're fixing problems. Like, oh, we're getting somewhere.
It's all right.
The Thanedd Bore tried something. I wonder what's going to happen now with the coup. Because the coup is the big thing everyone knows.
Yeah.
So episode 6, that came a month later, they cut right back to where it was. I told you shouldn't trust me.
We're rounding up all the Nilfgaard traders.
No, they're rounding up everyone. They should be rounding up the Nilfgaard traders.
I thought that's what they're doing in the book.
In the book, they are.
See, that's my problem. I've made it. Surely it's just that, and I haven't listened.
In the show, he arrests almost every mage. Then he says something along the lines of, we had to shackle all of the ones that we're not sure of as well, or even the neutral ones, just in case. But basically, that just means he's made an army against himself.
Yep.
From what I've heard of the book, it's meant to be a trial. And this whole thing is basically he arrests Vilgefortz and tries to trial him in front of the other mages.
Yes.
And that sounds interesting, and you can get some courtroom drama. We love that here. But instead, he shackles all these people, except Tissaia, because they went room by room. They got Geralt. They didn't get Yennefer.
They weren't even meant to get Geralt, I think. Like, in this, he actively went out. In the book, he just steps out to find the loo and then just happens across it.
And he's not meant to be here because it's his perspective, so he doesn't see the major things.
But also the book, there's meant to be the element of confusion. Like, we're following Geralt, like, just how many people are after what right now? It's that confusing element. Where with this, because we've been forced to know everyone's fucking perspective, it's just dry and dull and boring. Tissaia comes in, the whole, oh, you like that book? I wrote it, bitch. Says the little word, the iron comes off.
She releases all of the mages because she's dating one of them.
And Dijkstra goes, okay, it's kicking off. I'm going to calmly walk into the other room and then be surprised when Geralt appears behind me and kicks the fucking shit out of me.
He was going to leave him alone. Geralt wasn't going to hit him until he says, don't worry about the girl. We've already got her or something.
Yeah.
Or you can come visit her in Redania, because he sent Radovid to go fuck Jaskier and kidnap Ciri, even though that didn't work.
Yep.
And this whole time, Ciri is in a barn
playing cards
with a magic spell around it, which they're saying is flawless. Like, everyone has so much faith in this magical force field that it's ridiculous. Even though Jaskier can walk in and out of it, Radovid can't get in, I guess. But Ciri can also leave, because Ciri leaves before daybreak. It's another point where Ciri's in mortal danger. She can die at any moment or get kidnapped. And they're like, oh yeah, she's in a barn with a bard. I'm like, insane. Like, the banter between them is fine. Like, Jaskier and Ciri, again, it's cute. We get the bit where they're like impersonating Geralt and Yennefer, and that's cute. It's the best moment between them. So Geralt kicks the absolute shit out of Dijkstra, because Dijkstra is a moron. And Dijkstra has to be a moron, apparently.
In this show, he does,
and he's like cowering for his life.
Graham McTavish, who looks like fucking hard as nails all the time.
And he's just a little bitch for the rest of the season as well.
Remember how he was in Hot D, so he's tasted a decent production? He's the guy's like, remove your cape, Sir Cliston. And he goes, I serve the king. You know, he's the former head of the council.
Before he bails.
Before he bows to come into this show, Poor guy.
Oh, he fucked up. And then this is when the coup starts off, because Tissaia has freed her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is like, oh, I'm actually a super powerful mage now. I'm going to let in the Scoia'tael, because the Scoia'tael that we saw like 3 episodes ago have somehow snuck into Thanedd Island with their hoods. Who are they hiding from? They were in the catacombs or something.
For us. Me and Sarah would just finish watching Celebrity Traitors. So when that sequence started, I had to remind myself, oh yeah, we're not watching the traitors. They even take the hoods off. I'm like, oh right, yeah, it's not the traitors, is it?
They've shackled mages. You can now shackle mages. They mentioned the word dimeterium or something. It's a metal that can apparently stop mages.
Unobtainium.
It has never been mentioned before. Suddenly they walk in and these mages are shackled with this new magic metal.
And somehow they got it round them.
Which is coming incredibly important right now, because now that the Scoia'tael have to face off against these mages, we get the Avengers, like everyone lines up on their 2 sides for a comic book panel. He charges up his staff.
Oh god, the way they appear and like,
and like they're charging up balls. They should win this fight. They are mages versus homeless elves.
Unquestionably. Like, if you're going to do magic fights, it kind of has to be Voldemort, Dumbledore.
Yeah, it has to be cool.
It has to be big and bombastic. Because, all the most powerful mages are literally here.
Tissaia is the only useful one because she does a Hadouken and it absolutely obliterates the Elven King.
Can she throw that out lots more?
Apparently not, because she does one, kills him, and then all the elves, they zoom in on their arrows. They've got the same metal that was upstairs.
They can go through the magic shields.
What? Like, this is also new. And basically, every single mage is here. So all these mages, there's like 30 of them. They're the most powerful in the world. They get absolutely eviscerated by a bunch of homeless elves with bow and arrows because they don't shoot.
And the way the Scoia'tael are meant to work is it's meant to be the surprise. Everything's calm and then, ha-ha,
Right.
You win in the chaos. It's not okay, we're all here, let's begin.
It's absolutely shocking. It made me vomit.
And we were talking about blocking, but this is the pierre resistance of blocking, because it's a lot of witches going, ha, ha,
The mages have 2 options. They either throw little wispy balls that just push people back, even though we know Tissaia can eviscerate someone.
Yes.
So the Scoia'tael should be fucked. But they all just do force pushes, and that's all they can do.
Yep.
Or they do shadow boxing, which then translates to the people really getting beat up.
Puppeteering,
and it's so shitty.
You stop hitting yourself tricks.
Legitimately. It's stupid.
It made you go, Jesus, Wheel of Time, with their similar sequence of a coup at the magic place. At least the Wheel of Time show a little bit more, it's elemental.
Yeah, it's more consistent. It looks cooler. This is somehow worse than the Order of the Phoenix fight, where all the wizards just go, whew,
Yeah.
and like that's already a shit scene.
What's the difference between the red, the green, and the yellow?
Yeah, exactly. And then basically the mages get their asses handed to them. The Redanians are fucked off completely. They're not even around anymore.
No plot armor like Fran plot armor.
Fringilla rocks up.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. The Fringilla in prison shit, like, fuck you. Like, sorry, guys. I know you tried hard, but fuck off.
She's a wine taster. Then she fakes her own death. Then she hangs out at a bar in a beautiful dress. Then she rocks up to help the Scoia'tael.
In the old outfit again.
And she uses her force fields to save Francesca.
I thought I missed a sequence.
It's out of nowhere. It's crazy.
They must have cut some shit. Like, somebody somewhere went, we really, really don't care about the fringe stuff, I'm afraid.
So then Tissaia goes up to the top of the magical tower and then uses force lightning, and she literally Palpatines herself, gets weak, gets old hair. Yeah. The dumbest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. Like, her just going white-haired. Absolutely hilarious.
Please don't kill me.
I'm too weak. It's so bad. So by this point, Yennefer and Geralt have gone to run off to go save Ciri. And Rience is also there. He attacks them. Geralt alley-oops the sword out of nowhere.
To use what the kids say, low diff.
What's that even mean?
Low difficulty. He kills him, low diff.
Legitimately,
Yeah.
because Rience has done pretty much nothing all season, rocks up for a second, gets beheaded.
They might as well just got rid of him when they did.
That was the last time we saw him. We see him get his hands break, then he gets his hands healed, and then he rocks up here.
Because if you get rid of him, Geralt would still have to go off and do his bullshit side mission
Yep.
in the castle to figure out what was going on there.
Yeah, completely pointless.
Yeah.
Then Yennefer decides to run all the way back to Thanedd. Sorry, Thanedd's the island. They run back to the Aretusa magic castle thing,
Yeah.
even though they're so far away. She doesn't portal. We see her run, and it's the weirdest thing.
Ciri faces her fear, which hasn't been set up properly at all.
No, I mean, she had some nightmares in season 2.
Who remembers season 2?
Kahir just redeemed himself by killing his friend, but now throws down his sword and is like, I actually don't want to hurt you, Ciri, for some reason.
This is because they made the choice back in season 1 that every character who would eventually be important in Baptism of Fire, or Tower of the Swallow in Frinn's case, we should backstory them now. So then you're just spinning plates all the time, where we could have just been on Geralt, Ciri, Yen.
Everyone is on hold. Or like,
The Kahir did nothing this
I'm
season.
glad Fringilla and Francesca get also almost no screen time this season.
But when
until
they
the
do,
end.
there's, my God, the dread of those two being met together.
Then Geralt runs off to go face Vilgefortz, who they actually have a cool fight scene. I like the fight scene. It's like the teleporty staff.
Yeah, good.
He says, "Do you like my staff?" Which is an odd choice, but they fight, and it's actually a cool fight because again they're using the environment. It's a special magic power, so it's a bit different. Geralt's on the back foot, but then Geralt gets absolutely obliterated, back broken, falls on the sand. Then we cut away. When we cut back, he's in the ocean. And then when we cut away, we cut back, and then he's in the shallows for Triss to save him.
She teleports into Brokilon to be healed.
I forgot they could teleport because they never fucking do it when they should. Because when she says, oh, I had to take him to Brokilon, I'm like, he's dying. That's like a couple of days.
And then you remembered.
I was like, holy shit. But yeah, she teleported them. The Dryads now look completely different. Yennefer's story ends with her, a new group of witches called the Sisterhood.
Which is not, whatever. Who cares? Tissaia does kill herself in different circumstances. It's crappy.
Oh yeah, so Tissaia gets rescued by Yennefer just to kill herself again.
Yes.
But Ciri has an entire episode to herself because she runs away from Vilgefortz and uses the monolith from Blood Origin. I would say episode 7, where Ciri is in the desert, is a brave choice.
It is a chapter in the book. It's a boring chapter in the book.
We both agree that season 3, or 2 technically, should have ended with that.
We could have opened on this, maybe.
Exactly. Ciri should have almost died. Like, we think Ciri's dead, Geralt's fucked up, Yennefer's doing something else.
This is a low point for everyone, because Yennefer, we don't know where Yennefer's gone at the end of the Thanedd Coup. Was she in on it? Was she not?
Where'd she go? End your season here, and I'm going, oh, okay, season 4, what are we doing?
Season 3.
Season 3, what are we doing? Instead, we end up with 2 episodes back to
That are
back
basically season 4.
of nothing.
Yeah, particularly the last one where we are just introducing fucking Milver.
I don't think it's a good choice, but I think it was a brave choice. This is what we wanted with season 1, how we're like, just give us one episode of Ciri running through a forest, whatever. Whereas here, she's running through a desert. And it's meant to be her losing her innocence by the end. She has some visions of her grandma being mean to her mum being mean to her, and then Falca, who is someone we've never met, but was referenced very lightly in season 2.
And season 3, the statue stuff, right?
Oh, yep.
But not enough. It's not brought up enough for us to really make
Yeah, episode 1, we get a little story
Yeah.
that then references in
It's not
episode
brought
7.
up enough.
It's a badass bitch.
She was too badass for the world to deal with, yeah.
Oh, yes, I believe strong women have always been labeled crazy, is a line of hers.
It's a line.
Again, doesn't beat the allegations that Ciri does nothing ever. So that's annoying.
But then they quickly skip the whole, she's discovered by bounty hunters trying to find a Ciri-type person for the Emperor. Then immediately we end up in the pub. We have the rat sequence, which, it is what it is. She's playing with him.
She kills a man. Yeah, so it's her first kill.
It's meant to be fucked up. Did you get that sense that it's a fucked up weird thing?
I think this whole sequence is ruined by the fact she's 20 years old. And like a little girl running through a desert, you'd be like, oh, this is hopeless. She's fucked.
Yeah, 15, 16-year-old.
Whereas this is completely fine. Like she defeats a monster. She's meant to be like dying of dehydration, but then she can like jump 7 feet forwards and then clock a monster. So like they added that literally to be like, see, there was something in this.
Yes.
But that's a fundamental misunderstanding of what people want out of an episode.
Yes.
Like how dumb are people that you can give them nothing for half an hour? It makes more sense that it's in the book because you can do introspection. You can have the character talking to herself. Whereas here, She just kind of talks out loud occasionally. And then there's a giant unicorn cock.
There's a vein here.
A huge fucking horse dick for a lot of her scenes. She ducks down to pick up water, but the horse is behind her, and its cock is just right fucking there.
Yeah.
And then when it dies, they CGI away its penis, which I thought was quite funny, because then it was like, legs in the air. They're like, that's too much horse penis. Please remove that.
So it's a weird old sequence, but ultimately ends with Ciri being thrown in with the old rats, which goes into the next episode, right? She gets picked up in the next episode with the rats.
Pretty much the last sentence of the whole season maybe is her saying, call me Falca.
That's it.
Because she's different, she's mature, she's changed, but I get none of that from the show.
No. Then, of course, Geralt is basically recovering from that, and I felt like I remembered seeing Lauren say they actually were going to do a reason why Henry was going to look like Liam.
Lauren is quoted as saying it's going to be a heroic send-off that is lore accurate and makes sense as to why he changes.
Okay, so good. I'm glad I didn't imagine it, because I went there expecting a regeneration of some kind. That now I would say, if I was a book fan, that he's so injured that the Dryads have to heal him, but he'll be different.
But he has already left the Dryads by the end of the season.
And seems to be they fully healed him this time, because Yennefer comes and gives him a little fix.
I don't think fully, but yes, he does suddenly get healed by Yennefer. Even though Triss couldn't heal him, Yennefer can.
In the book, it's meant to be that he should have stayed there longer, but he's nursing a few injuries.
But we have to speedrun this.
Yeah, even gets his mojo back fight sequence that wasn't done properly at all.
This is where Batman breaks his back in The Dark Knight Rises, and then you've got to build him back up. This is a poor rendition of that because he just kind of gets better. Nolan realized that you can't just have a character heal over time. That's boring. You have to give him an obstacle that is this well that he has to escape and also has some plot relevance because of later.
The Dark Knight Rises, Nolan even said, it's Rocky 3.
Right.
Where he loses to Clubber Lang, he goes with Apollo Creed, and that obstacle in that is beating Apollo sprinting on the beach.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Whereas here, you get him lying in a bed for a long time, grunting. Milva is there, and Milva is comic relief also, because she says, you'd be dead now. You'd be dead now.
The balls to introduce Milva this late.
Oh, is she important?
She's a part of the crew. She's everything in Baptism of Fire. She should have been who we opened on for the next season.
Oh.
Because we opened on her in the book. It's Milva's perspective.
I don't like her.
Oh, I don't like her in this.
Yeah.
Either. I mean, it's just hard to introduce someone this late in when it's been 8 episodes.
This is the speedrun season, baby.
Yeah, it's speedrun episode. And then, fucking Yennefer and the girls insert the Red Dead 2, like, when he's fixing the house in Red Dead 2.
Oh.
It's like, let's put up these podiums and say that we're going to start working together again.
We're now the Good Witch Guild.
Everyone's gone. It's just us.
It's just me and my 5 besties.
Yeah, Kira Metz, who we met that one time. The head mistress of the school that doesn't exist anymore.
That was a big old bitch to Ciri. Everyone in that room was a bitch to Ciri, so I don't like anyone there.
And Triss, who has a relationship with Ciri, but who cares?
The way they end with Geralt is he doesn't overcome anything. He does have a little fight with some Dryads. The Dryads look different now.
Yep.
Were they always supposed to have wood faces?
They did that shit in Game of Thrones when they had the children actually be children, but then they just turned them into women in more woody masks.
How do we think they're going to change Geralt? How much of the next episode, do you reckon, is just the back of his head?
They're going to pretend that he's always looked like this.
Do any of his potions change his face?
No, they're not going to do anything.
Because they said it was lore accurate, so I'm wondering if there's any, like, Witcher trial that he's like, oh, my back was broken. If I get into this hyperbaric time chamber, I'll look like Geralt again.
You sound different, Geralt.
That would be a Jaskier line for sure. Am I correct in thinking that Geralt never sees Ciri and Yennefer again until the end?
I haven't read the end, but he certainly hasn't got to them yet. I think you might be right. I think the next he sees them is the last book.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's the thing. This is very Geralt-centric from here on out.
Baptism of Fire is very Geralt-centric.
He's got to go get the girls. This Geralt, new Geralt, Liam Hemsworth, has he's never met these 2 girls.
But Geralt has met them.
Oh yeah, but now they're suddenly changing his face and we're meant to believe this off screen. It's just a weird little meta thing. Liam Hemsworth has never shared a scene with Ciri.
Yeah.
But the whole season, he's going to be like, I need to find my daughter.
I won't be surprised if they add some flashbacks.
I need to find my daughter that's 10 years younger than me.
Yes, it's odd. It's strange.
I hated this season.
Yeah, I mean, even now talking about it, having just finished it earlier today, I felt it exiting my brain.
Season 2, I think, because it was more I don't know, annoyingly straightforward maybe. Whereas this season, because they had to rewrite everything, it's blending so much with previous seasons. You don't have a status quo reset. You have this is what we're doing now. Get on board.
Well, given what we've now seen from the show, it's that Yennefer seems to be more actively running a council of sorceresses. Frin and Fran have broken up. I'm sure both their two fans are very upset about that.
Oh, they go to Nilfgaard in the funniest, like, it looks like they're standing at the front of a convention center with 2 CGI guards behind them.
Reminded me of fucking Ella Enchanted. It looked fakey and shit.
Nilfgaard looks hilarious. And also, we've never seen Nilfgaard, so suddenly cutting to Nilfgaard like I know, but it's like, it's pyramids and Aztec stuff.
It's a shame because the book can do this. It explains how culturally things are different, how they wear similar outfits. Because he has took over an entire large part of the continent. Culturally, they have changed quite a bit. But you don't get any of that. It's just another hall in another CG wide.
I didn't know where I was when we cut to Nilfgaard. I'm just like, oh, this is a different place, I guess.
Considering that he's been in Nilfgaard this whole time. So it's weird that we only are now seeing it in this state.
Oh yeah, Vilgefortz has a gem where his eye should be and he looks hilariously dumb.
Terrible.
He's in the trailer for season 4 as well, but he looks so stupid. That's meant to be a horrific wound, and it looks so funny.
So as a show watcher and someone who now you've had to go online just to see bullet points, what are you expecting from season 4? Just more of the same shit?
I legitimately don't know.
Do you think less budget because Netflix are kind of...
It's apparently more budget,
true.
But they shot season 4 and 5 back to back. So they're not going to fix any mistakes they're making 4. All I know is that he's meant to go get Ciri.
Yep.
But also Ciri's not in danger because Ciri's with the rats.
She's in danger in a different way. But he thinks Ciri is with Emhyr. So he's trying to go down south.
He's going to go all the way down there, which is completely pointless because Ciri's somewhere else doing something.
Yes.
And Yennefer is also just rebuilding the mages and might come help. So honestly, it feels directionless. It doesn't feel like seasons 1 and 2 where we're starting from scratch though. I at least feel like we're going to continue where we are, minus the fact they're changing the lead actor.
Yeah.
But season 1, definitely at the end of it, you're like, okay, now can we go? Season 2, you were like, now can we go?
Yeah.
Whereas this season, it actually feels like we're going to go. Like, we can do it. And like, it feels like it will actually flow.
I think season 3 is one of the most forgetful 8 hours of television I've ever came across. Like, season 2 made me kind of mad. And like I thought that this was interestingly horrific. This is just boring. By following the book, you've now showed us your weaknesses, and that is that you can't write well.
You can't adapt. You can't anything.
The actors have had to sledgehammer this into something worthwhile just through their skills.
Because every character is together, it's somehow a worse season because they can't TikTok edit as much. We can't cut between 17 POVs. We've got to do just this one thing, and we've got to build to the Thanedd Coup.
And they don't know what to do with people they've started with, like Fran and Frin. They suffer so much because they decide to make them characters like this. Then when you get to stuff that's important for the actual story, they just kind of let them wade around lost. And then when you bring them back in, you're like, oh, right, yeah, this chick wanted something, right? Like, what does she want again? Like, you forget that Robbie Amell was so important in those first few episodes. He's
a lead character, and then they literally just so they can kill him off. It's very much like, because they knew they were doing the Thanedd Coup and Ball, no other episode mattered. Like, that whole initial season build-up is a repair job, and then you get a bad adaptation of the thing that this season should be known for, and then we spend an episode in a forest and an episode in a desert.
I wonder if you can adapt this well. I'm sure everything can be adapted well.
I think you need to majorly condense it.
Condense it, or we do what we've said before. You try and lean more on the Mandalorian style for as long as possible.
It's just bad, and I'm not shocked they've killed it, given up on it.
What's the benefit of that then? Just when people are clicking through, they're at least getting a full season, keeps them logged in.
I think they're thinking 5 years down the line, there is a complete Witcher series to watch. Whereas if you hear a show ends badly, you might not
People
bother.
don't even begin.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it got cancelled after season 1, which is what Netflix was known for a bit there.
Crazy.
Whereas at the moment, Netflix is greenlighting multiple seasons because they don't want to be known as the people that cancel every show. So what they're going to do is they're basically just going to shit out a show if they think it's not good and like make it have an ending just so that I reckon in 5 years someone can watch it.
I think The Witcher is such a hot property. We will see. If they are, as you just said, they're giving up the property and they're giving it back to Andre. Witcher 4 is coming out next year maybe, or 2027.
That sounds right.
One of the most hotly anticipated games ever by the time it comes out. and that the IP will still be fucking big off that. Someone somewhere's going to go, hey, what if we gave this another crack? If Harry Potter can have another one after a successful adaptation, something like 15 years after the fact, I'm pretty sure a bad one maybe could get another go. If you advertise it as in Poland by Polish people, turn on your subtitles, dickheads. I think there's an audience for it.
Somewhat, maybe.
I'd watch the shit out of that.
You might, but also there's no pull there. You're like, oh, it was bad, but now it's being done by people you've never heard of. I'm like, okay.
We'll see where it goes with season 4. It's going to be, because you said, it's like we're watching an animated corpse. It's dead on arrival. It's just how dead it's going to be. It's probably going to do well in those top 10 lists.
I hope it's funny at least. Like, I hope it's bad in a funny way. Whereas season 3 kind of just annoyed me.
It should be a simpler story for them since it is Geralt and friends trucking for the forest.
I wouldn't trust them.
I wouldn't trust them.
But we got to figure out how we're going to review it, whether we're going to do 1 episode per episode or whether we're going to do...
Because we're getting it a whole 8 drop.
As far as I know, yeah.
So if it's like 2 a piece or something.
Something like that. We'll figure it out. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.